Hi, Fran. I'm great. How are you?
I realize I haven't eaten all day, so I'm having a little yogurt.
Oh my God, please, please enjoy the yogurt.
Thank
Uh,
you.
how are you doing today? Should I ask you, or do you want me to give you a minute?
You know, I'm from Queens. It's all good. We talk with our mouth full.
I'm Italian. We do the same thing. Yeah.
Um, it's going great. I feel so happy to be a part of this movie that's distinguished.
Fran, I gotta say, I got to see the movie, and as a gay man, I just loved it so much. I was crying multiple times. I was crying, and it meant so much to me that not only was it two gay lead characters, but also that being gay wasn't necessarily essential to the plot. It was almost an afterthought, which I mean that in the best of ways. It was beautiful.
Absolutely. That's what was so great about it. You know, it normalizes having a gay son as if I had a son with brown eyes. It's a non issue. I want him to be happy. I want my straight son from the military to be happy, where we share unconditional love for each other. That's it. Now let's get on with the story.
It was beautiful. Was there ever any backlash or notes from the network about kind of handling any of that stuff?
Nope. They were really very easygoing, very trusting. They let us make some changes, even add some more comedy. You know, it wasn't as generic as some of these holiday films sometimes are.
Hmm.
And I love that it pushes the needle forward. I'm done already with the person that's struggling to come out and the disapproving parents. It's like, you know what? Let's start showing families that are accepting, and this is part of the beautiful diversity of the human experience.
Right. And I think it's also presenting this kind of storyline to an audience that can really use it. My mom, she lives in Ohio and I'm in Los Angeles, and she hasn't gotten a chance to see it yet, but she told me she set her DVR because she loves you, of course, as we all do. But she's going to see it, and I'm so excited for her to see it because I saw it, and I just it's such a beautiful thing. I can't possibly thank you enough for bringing this to screen because I love it, and I love these Christmas movies in general. So.
Yes. I mean, look, who doesn't need a feel good movie now more than ever,
Right.
which was part of my incentive for doing it. I mean, I didn't take the part because I thought, oh, I'm going to win, an Emmy for this. No, it's that it's important um, to expose the viewers to what a normal American family really looks like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not that fake version. It's important that everybody see that, my character, the parent, understands that everyone has a right to live an authentic life.
Hmm.
I would never want my kid to be in the closet. What a horrible way to live. And we're so lucky that the two young guys who play the romantic leads are really married in real life. I mean, what a beautiful time we're living in now.
And
And
it's
that's
such
the
good chemistry,
21st century.
such good chemistry between the two of them too, which
And they were
obviously
worried about that, but no,
they
they're
were great.
so utterly charming and so winning and so adoring.
And
And I love
Fran,
them. They're a great couple. Like, I want to be friends with them.
you mentioned you might not win an Emmy, but I swear I'm not even just saying this because I'm kissing your ass or because I love you so much. But you were phenomenal in it. That scene where you were, uh, I don't want to spoil it, but your son was saying he's moving, and
Oh,
it was so moving, and it reminded me of just how great of an actress you are. And I think people maybe sometimes forget because we know you from sitcoms, which is you're brilliant in, but you were so good. You were so good.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Do,
That's so nice. I really appreciate that.
do you have a favorite acting role that you've done? Is there something that you look back on and that you're really proud of in terms of acting?
Well, I mean, definitely the nanny, but if you mean things that kind of stretch me a little more, I was in Ragtime, and it was small, but it was a very dramatic role.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that. I did a Neil LaBute play in New York off Broadway called Some Girls with a wonderful cast. And that character was a little more of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have had my opportunities to play drama. I wouldn't want to do it all the time or as a series regular, always be,
That's a lot.
in that level of angst.
Yeah.
But I do like dappling in it from time to time. And I did another off Broadway play called Exonerated, where I play a woman on death row. And that was very serious drama, too. So,
it's nice to see that side.
I've done several of them over the course of my career, and it's always an interesting opportunity for me.
Yeah. I was reading in Parade magazine, you said you're interested in directing a feature, and I wondered if you had any idea of what you would like that to be. I would love to see it.
I'm reading scripts. I'm always reading scripts and reading books to see. Actually, I was writing Happily Divorced with Peter when I was asked to pitch ideas for a new television series. And I pitched Happily Divorced as a series and I sold it. So that kind of transitioned out of the big screen into the small box. And I'm hoping that maybe now that I've done this movie for Lifetime, I can put feelers out to see if they would be open to having me direct one of their holiday films for next year.
I would love that. Now,
I love directing, and I've done it several times, and actors always like working with me because I'm an actor.
Yeah.
And I know how to speak their language.
Early in the pandemic, I'm not sure if you remember this, but we talked, and I had been dealing with some health issues. We had done a phone interview, and you were giving me a lot of great advice. And one of the things you encouraged me to do was to see a specialist for a gut specialist. And I had no idea at the time I had been having some very serious gut issues. And it was a godsend that I ended up talking to you that day. And I don't know, it made me kind of think everything sort of happens the way it's supposed to, but I just want to thank you that I'm on the other side of all that now. But it was like 6 months of
wonderful.
Yeah. And I know you're doing an EDU series for Cancer Schmancer.
Yes, the EDU series is starting on the same day as the Lifetime movie, 12/12. So it's all Fran all day. And that will be up live streaming on cancerschmancer.org for a few weeks. And then if you love it, and I think most people will get a lot out of it, a lot of benefit, you can download it for a small donation that's tax deductible to Cancer Schmancer. And I curate the most interesting, outside of the box thinking doctors. We have some celebrity testimonials sharing their story, their personal journey with health, and also some wonderful authors. And it's just a very mind-blowing experience. Everybody that sees it says it's changed their life. It's pivoted the way they look at their health, the way they look at how they live. And so there's really no downside. Now more than ever, everybody needs to, sign up to cancerschmancer.org, and then you'll automatically be enrolled in the EDU series, and you can watch it. You could binge, or you can watch it a few at a time, and it's all going to go up. And it's
great.
A great series about a myriad of health issues.
Fran, you do so much great work, and whether it be health in that way, but also I think you lift everyone's spirits so much, and you're such a bright light. And is that a pressure? Do you ever feel pressured because people look to you for so much happiness and goodness. Does that make any sense? Like, does it feel
Yeah,
fresh?
well, I I feel like I am here for a reason, and I feel like I got famous for a reason, and I got cancer for a reason, and it's to help people and to learn to teach them things that I learned the hard way. I also tend to always try and reinvent the wheel, come up with a better system. And so I'm challenging our current health care and our current lifestyle. And I'm questioning why we are normalizing all of this sickness and kids with learning differences and being on the spectrum and cancer, all of it. It's like it's unacceptable. And nobody is really looking at causation. But that's what we do at Cancer Schmancer. We connect the dots for you. And I feel very proud that I've turned my lemons into lemonade and my pain into purpose.
I know I don't have much more time with you, but I just want to ask about the Nanny reboot, which we all are dying for. What can you tell
Well,
us?
the next project is the Nanny Musical for Broadway. And that's going to be spectacular. And we're all working on it right now. So the fact that Broadway is shut down right now just gives us more time to refine it.
Are you looking back at the series as you're working on the book? Like, are you watching scenes, or how are you kind of going about writing the book?
Peter and I, we know the whole series. It's all up here. So yes, and sometimes, we'll remember things and decide, let's put that in. But for the most part, we are busting open the series in a way that we were unable to do on the small box. And in theater, you can break some rules. And I think the audience is going to just eat it up with a spoon. And if you've never seen The Nanny, I think you're going to love it.
Well, you need to watch it if you've never seen it. And we're going to get the theme song in the Broadway production, right? Because that's the most iconic theme song ever.
We will, even if it's only at the curtain call, we're going to put it in.
We have to have it. Yeah, you have to. It's one of the greatest theme songs of all time.
Yeah, thank you. That's Anne Calloway.
Yeah, she's brilliant. She's brilliant. And I gotta quickly, the Rosie O'Donnell show, I believe it was the opening was using the animation that you guys used in The Nanny. Is that correct? Or am I making that up? Remember her talk show?
No, she did ask us who we used, and she liked that, and she did it too. Yeah, and she appeared on The Nanny a few times.
Right. And I remember your parents used to appear on the talk show, which was so fun.
My parents, were the early bird special food critics, restaurant critics. And they also appeared on The Nanny many times.
I love that. And when it comes to the stage show, I am also very excited, selfishly, to see the costumes. I know the costumes are going to be incredible because your costuming in that was incredible. Did you have a favorite look from that show?
Well, I think that, the classic was, for me, the black hot pants and, white blouse and then a vest was pretty classic. But I think over the 6 years, everything I wore was very thoughtful and supportive of the character, not ever being trashy, being sexy, but in a sweet way, because she was a nanny. And, and Brenda Cooper was the designer on the show, and she set that look.
Brilliant.
And she is brilliant, and she's still brilliant. And we would want to bring her into the musical as well, but we're not at that point yet.
Yeah. Well, Fran, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I can't wait for everyone to see The Christmas Setup, which premieres on Lifetime. I watch tons of these holiday movies that are on TV on Hallmark Channel, Lifetime, Netflix, all of the channels. And this one, I feel like, is so extra special, and it's going to bring a lot of joy to people.
Thank you. I'm delighted to hear that. That's 8 o'clock and 7 Central and 12:12. And don't forget to go to cancerschmancer.org too and sign up for our free Edu series. It could change your life.
Yeah. And Fran, thank you for being such a wonderful LGBTQ ally. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome.
And
It's
happy
my
holidays.
absolute duty and pleasure.
Thank you, Fran.
Nah, be well,
Bye-bye.
my darling.
You
And
too.
say hi to your mama.
I will. Thank you.